Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Hawkeye from the Build-A-Figure Allfather wave. On the side of the box we have a nice image of Hawkeye, and then on the back we have a really small bio, a picture of the figure, and then a little further down we have everyone else in the wave and the Build-A-Figure. So if you want to check out all the other figures in the wave, then go ahead and check them out on my channel. I've done Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, Thor, and Sentry, so I still have Iron Fist and Machine Man to do. So first out of the box we have the Build-A-Figure part for Odin and Thor. This is obviously the torso and skirt section, so if you want to check this Build-A-Figure out in more detail in its own review, I'll be getting that up once I've done everything else in the wave. And here is Hawkeye out of the packaging, and at first glance he looks incredible, and he's going to suit any display on a shelf, whether it be older Toy Biz figures or newer, more modern, for example Marvel Now figures that we're getting now. So first glance, this thing does look really, really very nice, but a closer inspection, on mine at least, there are some things that I would, change. So this guy on the right is Hawkeye from the Rocket Raccoon series, and it's more of a kind of modern looking Hawkeye. So basically what you can see is it uses the same mold. Here we have the Winter Soldier arm, which I'll get to in more detail in a second. And we also have the Bucky Cap boots still, whereas this did not have those, it just had standard boots down there. But apart from that, a lot of it is the same. We have the kind of little wrist wrap here that we also got on the Bucky Cap figure, which we don't get on there. Obviously we have a new head, and then we also have this new body piece that sits over him. It's not molded to him, it is just attached. So there you can see the comparison between the two, and there's something that I would like to say on this that we have on here. So as you can see, I have this guy's bow in his left hand, and it fits absolutely perfectly, and it's just a closed fist like this. It's not meant for a gun or anything like that, it's just a closed fist. It fits absolutely perfectly, and then having the trigger finger would look good if it did come with an arrow, so that you can kind of have him like holding the string kind of thing. So that's what I like about that figure. With this figure, as you can see, this hand here, we've just got the same trigger finger hand, the Bucky Cap trigger finger hand, and the bow sits a bit loose in this. Other people's it may vary because it comes packaged in this hand, so depending on how it's packaged it will depend on how the fingers turn out. Maybe they're warped or something pushed from the bow. So some people's hands might be a little bit closed and some might be a bit more open. But with this one, the Winter Soldier hand, it's just smaller, basically. If you just look at how open that is and how open that is, it's really small, and it's actually very hard to get the bow to actually fit in this hand. And this comic book version of Hawkeye is meant to be left-handed, especially as you've got the nice armor now on the left, obviously, to protect him from the bow, which he wouldn't really need anyway. I mean, it's Hawkeye, but still, you just expect him to be able to actually hold it in that hand, and he can, but it kind of stresses the fingers a little bit when you open him up. So I'm not really forced to use that hand, but I'm just using it because I just don't want to stress the plastic on this side, and if it's stressed and open, it will eventually kind of hold like that, and then the bow will just fall out of that hand. So it's there's no use in just keeping it in that one. So I can just, obviously, because these are just attached to the back, put these on that side, and then it'll look more a bit like the kind of movie Hawkeye whereby he holds the bow in the right hand. But yeah, so this, if we compare it to the one on this Hawkeye's back right here, as you can see, instead of black with purple, it's now purple with a kind of off-white kind of a colour. And I think it looks pretty good, but I would have liked some black details. Maybe, just some of this moulding to be black, I think would have looked really nice. But for the most part, it's still an okay looking quiver. It looks perfectly fine. I really like the head sculpt. It's a very, very nice classic or heroic age looking Hawkeye. Very, very cool. Just one minor kind of strange thing, really, actually. It's just that they haven't painted the back of the ears. Just the costume would end before those ear bits there, so I just would have liked that to still be painted, but it's perfectly fine that they've only painted the outside of the ears. You can see that here we have blue painted on this shoulder, as opposed to the kind of darker purple that the rest of the body is, but it matches up to the colour on the gloves there and everything, so it's not just completely out of place. This piece I really, really like. You've got this scale mail up here, which looks really nice. Mine is moulded perfectly to him. I know that some others are kind of pushed up and you have to push it down to make it look better, but mine is pretty perfect in that respect. As you can see, it's molded a little bit strangely here, and this doesn't fully clip in. It just, just from the way it was packaged, I guess, and it's just kind of cooled in that way, whereby it just doesn't let me push that in all the way, but it's nice and secure. So that's how you take it off anyway, and then you can just take all that off. It is nice and soft, so it's not going to hinder articulation in any way. So yeah, I really do like it. It's a very nice addition. It really does make this figure look absolutely fantastic. So as for articulation, the head moves up and down. It can probably move more down if you remove this, and left and right. At the shoulder, they go up this much, and they both rotate around. We have rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and they move in and out, and that's the same on both arms. We have waist rotation, we have an ab crunch, which you obviously can't get as much use of with that attached, but obviously, as you can see, if you want to attach it, you get a lot more range of motion. So let's just push that back in. The legs come out this much. We have rotation at the upper part of the thigh. They go forward and back just fine. We have double jointed knees, rotation at the boot. The feet go up and down. We have ankle pivot, and he has peg holes in the bottom of the feet. Hawkeye stands 6.5 inches tall, obviously standard Marvel Legends size, as he's using the Bucky Cap mold. So yeah, overall, I think paint app and everything is perfectly fine. I think it would have been made better if there was just more paint app on the quiver, and also maybe a little more on the bow. Maybe if the actual string itself was made black or something, that might have been nice. But the fact that they've gone for the different hand, I mean the different arm is fantastic, but the fact that they haven't used the same hand as the older Hawkeye is a bit of a mistake to me. I really think that that would have been much better. It holds the bow absolutely perfectly, and this one you have to kind of struggle to get it in, and then this one is kind of loose. So I don't know, I think it's just, it feels like, not it was rushed or something, but it just feels like it's kind of a work in progress, incomplete. If you could swap out that hand, then that would just make it absolutely perfect. So I would recommend this Hawkeye. If you have the classic Toy Biz one, then I would say you're probably just okay with that, because that one does come with an arrow, so I'd probably say just stick with that. However, that is a smaller figure than this, so it might not fit in with a modern Avengers setup, with newer Marvel Legends, so you might want to consider this, but if you like your own Toy Biz version, then you're going to be fine with that one. If you want a more modern looking one, obviously you've got the choice between this one, and then we've got the movie one coming up in the 3-pack, so that'll be fantastic. I'll be getting that, so I'll be able to compare that with these guys too. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and if you want to see more pictures of anything from my collection, go ahead and check out my Instagram and Twitter. It's Homerino123 on both, and links will be in the description below. And to see the rest of this wave and many more, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.